Mrs. Lee here. It's assembly number 1 and it's the week beginning Monday the 4th of July 2022. How are you? I hope that you're okay. Shall we start with our routine? I think we should. Let's have a look. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Well, interesting. I can see that the long hand, the minute hand, is on the number 1. Now, if you are in class 3, we've been talking about this. Come on, guys. Come with me. I said when the minute hand is on the 1, that means it's, you're right, 5 minutes past. And I remember that from when I was really little. I hope that you can remember it. That when the long hand, that's the minute hand, is on the 1, it always means it's 5 past. 5 past what though? Let's look again. I can see that the short hand, that's the hour hand, is pointing towards the, well done, the 11. I put it all together and I know that it is 5 minutes past 11. You say it, 5 minutes past 11. Super duper. Right, so we're into July, only just, but that Mrs. Turner's been a busy lady, hasn't she? I hope you've been using your looking eyes, and if you come down to the office where Mrs. Lee works, you will have seen that the language of the month display has changed. And we are going to, ready? Romania. Now, we've been to Romania before. All right, and we should hopefully remember how to say hello in Romanian. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to see if you can whisper it to the person next to you. Whisper. Did you say salut? If you did, well done. Salut is Romanian for hello. Thank you to Mrs. Turner for doing the display. If you see her about, make sure you say thank you. She does it all in her own time. And if you've got any pictures or books or maybe a flag from Romania, maybe you could bring them in. That would be really exciting to share on our display. Now, as you know, we've also got on our routine board a Makaton sign. And our Makaton sign has changed again, because it changes every week, doesn't it? Let's go get it. Oh, it's a really important one, children. It's one that some people find very tricky to actually say, let alone doing the action. Can you read that word for me? That's right, it says sorry. Sorry. So you put your hand like this in front of your chest and you move it around and you say, sorry, sorry. Now I know that you're getting very tired and you're very hot. And sometimes things don't go your way. And sometimes you might get a little bit, that's right, angry. And do you remember I said about taking deep breaths or maybe walking away? And sometimes we do things that we need to say sorry about. So maybe we've hurt somebody, maybe we've said something, maybe we've done something that has made somebody else feel sad. Maybe it's made them feel angry. And maybe you and me, we need to say sorry. Sorry. You do it. Sorry. Turn to the person next to you and see if you can just practice saying sorry with the action. Sorry. It's a really good skill to have. Right. If the month has changed, then that means in the research centre, the author of the month has changed. Say goodbye to Julia Donaldson, but we're going to go and say hello or salut to another author of the month. Going to come with me? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello, children. Here I am in the research centre. I'm just going to hop out the way. And can you see that our new author of the month is somebody called, it's a tricky name, Atinuke. Atinuke. You say it, Atinuke. Now, Atinuke is a Nigerian-born author. She doesn't do illustration. So what you will notice when you look at the books is that there's another name on the books. There's Atinuke, and then there's somebody else's name. Because she does the writing, she makes up the stories, but she chooses somebody else to do the illustrations. So she works like Teamwork Tiger. Cool, we like being like Teamwork Tiger. Now, I haven't got an awful lot of books, but I have got some. And you might be thinking, why, Mrs. Lee, did you decide to look at the books by this author? Well, I was thinking, we've been learning about the Wright brothers, haven't we? What was that amazing thing that the Wright brothers did? I remember. Did they invent an aeroplane? That's right. So they were the guys that helped us so that we can now fly. Now, I know that you can get to Africa in an aeroplane. And I thought, you know, that's probably where I'd like to go. When I was a little girl, I used to live in different parts of Africa. I was very lucky. So I was really happy to find this book in the bookshop. It's all about Africa. It's all about the different countries that are in Africa. And when I opened it up, this is how strange it was. I opened it up and it landed, the first time it opened, there it is. Mrs. Lee used to live in a place called the Gambia. Love this book because some of the things that it says in this book about the Gambia are things that I remember when I lived there. It is a very small country. It's in Africa, like I said, and in the Gambia there are so many different types of birds. People go on aeroplanes, so thank you to the Wright brothers, to the Gambia to go and see all the amazing different birds that are there. Now, I didn't go there to see the birds, I went there to live. But I also, when I was a lot younger than that, lived in South Africa, which is down here. And I know somebody else in our school who also has been to Africa, Seth. Hello, Seth in class 2. I know that you've been on an aeroplane all the way from England down to South Africa. It's a very, very long journey. And I bet if we look around in our classrooms now, lots of children are nodding their head because they've got family and maybe they've been in an aeroplane to Africa. Now, I know you can get to Africa on a boat as well, but planes are the quickest way. So thank you to the Wright brothers for enabling us to be able to go to Africa. Now, if we can't get to Africa, we've got books like this and some amazing stories that you can come and look at in the research centre. They are lovely. Please look after them. When Mrs. Lee bought them at the weekend, she's very precious about books. I love them when they're brand new. This book reminds me of Handa's Surprise. So if you've ever read Handa's Surprise and you read this book, you will notice that they have similarities. That's a really good skill to be able to notice that two books written by different people have similarities. Come and have a look at it. Give you a clue. Something to do with this basket on the mum's head. Right. Okay, children, I'm going to choose a book now to read. I'm going to get comfortable on the sofa though. So I'll see you in 3, 2, 1. Hey, nice to see you. I'm sitting on the sofa. It's lovely and comfortable. Now, as I said, Atinuke writes lots of different books and most of them are set in Africa. However, there is one that is different and that's the one that I've chosen today. It's called Hugo. And I've chosen it because it reminds me of something we were thinking last week. So I remember last week we had, that's it, friends as our Makaton sign of the week. And I'm hoping that you're still making friends. Are you making friends and keeping friends? Oh, I do hope so. Right, remember that other Makaton sign? Sorry if you upset or make your friends sad. All right, you make them sad, make sure you're saying sorry. Anyway, I've chosen this one, but this one, when I was reading it, I was like, oh, that's not set in Africa. It's actually set in France. Now there's a country. Now that country is not in Africa. Does anybody know where France is? Yes, that's right. France is in Europe. Now, to get to France, you can go by train. You probably, yeah, and you can go by ferry. You can also go by plane. Not as far as going all the way to Africa. All All right, and if you remember, we also read this book a few weeks ago about another girl who wanted to fly, and she was living in France, and her name was Aida de Acosta. All right, so gosh, lots of connections here between all the work that we're doing, and some new things thinking about Africa, because we're not learning about Africa, but it's still nice to go exploring, isn't it? Right, are you sitting beautifully? This book, Hugo, is about a pigeon, and the pigeon is the park warden. That means he looks after the park, makes sure it's nice and clean and tidy, it's healthy, it's safe, and everybody's doing good things. But there is somebody who never comes to play. Oh dear. And it makes Hugo feel very, that's right, sad. And he wonders, will they ever be friends? Should we find out? Here we go. Good listening ears. Lovely. Here we go. Oh, I love this picture. Right at the beginning, it shows you what the park looks like. It's painted in sepia, so there's not much colour in there. But you can see the park is surrounded by lots of Parisian homes. Lots of very tall houses, who maybe have 2, 3, 4 floors. I think even some people live up in the attic. Wow. And there he is, Hugo. Right in the middle. My name is Hugo. I am a park warden. I look after the park, I look after the people who live around it. It is my job. In the spring, I encourage Monsieur Petit to take his walk. If you can see Monsieur Petit, he's quite small, and he's taking his walk with his dog, and there is Hugo leading the way. I keep Madame Grande company as she takes the sun. There she is, going out to get some sunshine. And I discuss the news with Monsieur Occupé. You hear Mrs. Lee trying to speak French. In the summer, I do my best to clean up after Minou and Sherry and Puce and all their friends and relations. What's he doing? That's right, putting everything into the litter bin. Thank you to those people who've been helping me with the litter outside. Oh. In the autumn, I help to exercise Bibi and Coquine, so their mothers can rest. And there's Bibi and Coquine. Coquine apparently means naughty, so I wonder what that little baby's like. And in the winter, I visit everybody and I remind them that spring will not be long. It looks cold there, doesn't it? But there is one window where the curtains are never open. I still visit, I knock politely. I see somebody hide whenever she hears a sound. Wonder why? Then one day I see somebody. I do my spring is coming dance, and somebody smiles a little smile. Now every day somebody is waiting to hear me knock, waiting to see me dance. Until the day that I am late. And somebody opens a window and somebody leans out to look for me. I'm so happy I do a showing off dance on the bench. I do not see the dog. Oh no, until it's too late. Somebody cries, "Non!" What's happened, children? When I wake up, my wing really hurts, and I do not want to hop when I know that I cannot fly. Somebody brings me water, somebody brings me crumbs, somebody strokes my wing. That's a nice thing to do, isn't it? Then one day, I can, hop, hop, hop. Somebody laughs and claps for me. Hop to the window and knock politely, and somebody shakes their head. I knock again and again. Somebody looks so sad. She wants me to stay here with her. But I knock and I knock and I knock until somebody opens a window for me. She does not want me to be sad, so she has to let me go. Hop onto the windowsill and I flutter to the ground. I hop and I hop towards the bench, and it takes a long, long time. I'm so tired. I rest my beak upon the ground. Monsieur Petit, Madame Grande, Monsieur Occupé, Minou, Chéri, Puce, Bébé and Coquine all come to their windows, and they cheer and they cheer and they cheer me on. I flutter to the park bench and do my little dance. None, somebody cries. But it is only Monsieur Petit's dog. He is my old friend. But who is this running to save me? Who's coming? Somebody's coming. Well, does she want to play? I cock my head. Somebody smiles. Up and down, up and down, up and down we go. Playing on the slide. We've got a slide, haven't we? Until somebody is laughing. And all the children run out to play with her. Amy! Her mother shouts, Amy! And all the children join in. Amy! 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 My name is Hugo, and I'm the park warden. I look after the park and I look after the people who live here. It's my job, and I love my job. I see everybody in the park. And now they've all gone to sleep. What was somebody's name? Did you work it out? That's right, it was Amy, wasn't it? Oh, such a lovely book. And it's written by our author of the month. Do calm down, have a little look at the books. Look after them for me, children. All right, that's one of our golden rules, isn't it? All right, there's lots of things for you to do in the research centre, but what I have noticed is some people just walking up and down. If you want to do some walking, go outside and do some walking. If you want to do some reading, then you can stay in the research centre, but you'll need to be sat on the sofa or one of the cushions with one of the sticks and be reading a book. Right, Mrs. Lee's going to finish there. Thank you for listening. I hope that you are making lots of friends, especially because we're going into our new classes this week where we can make lots of new friends. And if we do something that maybe makes somebody sad or angry, remember we can say sorry. Right then, children, we're going to finish off with our school prayer. You remember, close your eyes if you want to, put your hands together if you want to, but everybody must say the words. Ready? Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good, in all my work and all my play, to grow more loving every day. Amen. Right, last thing I'm going to say, if I've pronounced any of those French names incorrectly, then I am very... Bye.